Chapter 22 of the Complete Book of Cheese. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Ryan DeRamos. The Complete Book of Cheese by Robert Carlton Brown. Chapter 22. R. Rabassal, Coimbra, Portugal. Semi-soft, sheep or goat, thick, round, 4 to 5 inches in diameter. Pleasantly oily if made from sheep milk. Rabbit cheese, USA. A playful name for cheddar 2 to 3 years old. Radiner, Germany. Hard skim similar to Emmentaler, made in Mecklenburg. 16 by 4 inches, weight 32 pounds. Radolfzeller cream, Germany, Switzerland, Austria. Similar to Münster. Ragnit, see Tilsit. Ramkasa, Allgäu, German. Cream. Rainbow, Mexico. Mild, mellow. Ramado, Belgium. Soft, sweet cream, formed in cubes. Similar to Hervé. Ramil or Ramel, England. Andre Simon calls this the best cheese made in Dorsetshire. Also called Ramilk, because made from whole or raw milk. Practically unobtainable today. Rangiport, France. A good imitation of Port Salut, made in Seine-et-Oise. Rarush Durmar, Turkey. Brittle, mellow, nutty. Rackerkäse, the name for all smoked cheese in Germanic countries where it is very popular. Raviggiolo, Tuscany, Italy. Ewe's milk, uncooked, soft, sweet, creamy. Rayon or Rapper, Switzerland. A blind Emmentaler called Rayon is shipped young to Italy, where it is hardened by aging and then sold as Rapper for grating and seasoning. Reblochon or Roblochon, Savoy. Sheep, soft, whole milk, in season from October to June. Weight 1 to 2 pounds. A cooked cheese imitated as Brizecon in the same section. Récollet de Gérardmer, Vosges, France. A harvest variety similar to Géromé, made from October to April. Red, Russia. See Livlander. Red balls, Dutch. See Edam. Reggiano. See Grana. Reggianito, Argentine. Italian Reggiano type, with a name of its own, for it is not a mere imitation in this land of rich milk and extra fine cheeses. Reichkäse, German. Patriotically hailed as cheese of the empire, when Germany had one. Reindeer, Lapland, Iceland, Sweden, Norway. In all far northern lands a type of Swiss is made from reindeer milk. It is lightly salted, very hard, and the Lapland production is curiously formed, like a dumbbell with angular instead of round ends. Relish cream cheese, USA. Mixed with any piquant relish and eaten fresh. Remoudon or Fromage Piquant, Belgium. The two names combine in reground piquant cheese, and that's what it is. The season is winter, from November to June. Requeijão, Portugal and Brazil. Recooked. Resurrection, see Welsh. Rhubarbe, France. A type of Roquefort, which, in spite of its name, is no relation to the pie plant. Rices, see Champenois. Ricotta Romano, Italy. Soft and fresh. The best is made from sheep buttermilk. Creamy, piquant, with subtle fragrance. Eaten with sugar and cinnamon, sometimes with a dusting of powdered coffee. Ricotta, Italy and USA. Fresh, moist, unsalted cottage cheese for sandwiches, salads, lasagna, blintzes, and many Italian dishes. It is also mixed with marsala and rum and relished for dessert. Ricotta may be had in every little Italy, some of it very well made, and unfortunately, some of it a poor substitute whey cheese. Ricotta salata, hard, grayish white. Although its flavor is milk, it is too hard and too salty for eating as is, and is mostly used for grating. Risengeberg, Bohemia. Semi-soft, goat or cow, delicate flavor, lightly smoked in Bohemia's northern mountains. Rinnen, Germany. This traditional Pomeranian sour milk, caraway-seeded variety is named from the wooden trough in which it is laid to drain. Riola, Normandy, France. Soft, sheep or goat, sharp, resembles Mont d'Or, but takes longer to ripen, 2 to 3 months. Robiole, Robiola, Robiolini, Lombardy, Italian. Very similar to Crescenza, C. Alpine winter cheese of fine quality. The form is circular and flat, weighing from 8 ounces to 2 pounds, while Robiolini, the baby of the family, tips the scale at just under 4 ounces. Reblochon, Le. Same as Reblochon. A delicious form of it is made of half-dried sheep's milk in Le Grand Bornand. Rocamadour, Limousin, France. Tiny sheep milk cheese weighing 2 ounces. In season November to May. Rocroi, France, from the Champagne district. Rocadur, Yugoslavia, imitation Roquefort. Roll, England. Hard cylinder, 8 by 9 inches, weighing 20 pounds. Royal or Rigolo, Picardy and Montdidier, France. Soft, fermented, mold inoculated, resembles Brie and Camembert, but much smaller, in season October to May. This is Picardy's one and only cheese. Roma, Italy, soft cream. Romadur, Romadura, and other national spellings. Germany, Austria, Hungary, Switzerland. The Great Limburger. The eating season is from November to April. It is not a summer cheese, especially in lands where refrigeration is scarce. Fine brands are exported to America from several countries. Romano, Romano Vacchino, Italy. Strong flavoring cheese like Parmesan and Pecorino. Romanello, USA. Similar to Romano Vacchino and Old Monterey Jack. Small grating cheese, cured 1 year. Roquefort, France. The king of cheeses, with its tingling Rabelaisian pungency. See Chapter 3. Roquefort cheese dressing, bottled, USA. Made with genuine imported Roquefort, but with cottonseed oil instead of olive, plain instead of wine vinegar, sugar, salt, paprika, mustard, flour, and spice oil. Roquefort de Corse, Corsica, France. This Corsican imitation is blue-colored and correctly made of sheep milk, but lacks the chalk caves of Auvergne for ripening. Roquefort de Tournemire, France. Another blue cheese of sheep milk from Languedoc, using the Royal Roquefort name. Rougerets Lait, Lyonnais, France. A typical small goat cheese from Forez, in a section where practically every variety is made with goat milk. Rouennais, France. This specialty, named after its city, Rouen, is a winter cheese eaten from October to May. Round Dutch, Holland. An early name for Edam. Roux, le. Normandy, France. From the greatest of the cheese provinces, Normandy. Royal Brabant, Belgium. Whole milk, small Limburger type. Royal Sentry, Denmark. Processed Swiss, made in Denmark and shipped to Americans who haven't learned that a European imitation can be as bad as an American one. This particular pasteurized processed cheese spread puts its ingredients in finer type than any accident insurance policy. Samso, Danish Swiss cheese, cream, water, non-fat dry milk solids, cheese whey solids, and disodium phosphate. Ruffet, Fromage de Saintonge, France. Fresh, goat. Runesten, Denmark and USA. Similar to Hergardost. Small eyes. Wheel weighs about 3 pounds. Wrapped in red transparent film. Rush cream cheese. England and France. Not named from the rush in which many of our cheeses are made, but from the rush mats and nets some fresh cream cheeses are wrapped and sewed up in to ripen. According to an old English recipe, the curds are collected with an ordinary fish slice and placed in a rush shape, covered with a cloth when filled. Lay a half-pound weight in a saucer and set this on top of the strained curd for a few hours, and then increase the weight by about a half-pound. Change the cloths daily until the cheese looks mellow, then put into the rush shape with the fish slice. The formula in use in France, where willow heart-shaped baskets are sold for making this cheese, is as follows. Add 1 cup new warm milk to 2 cups freshly skimmed cream. Dissolve in this 1 teaspoon of fine sugar and 1 tablespoon common rennet or 30 drops of Hauser's extract of rennet. Let it remain in a warm place until curd sets. Rush and straw mats are easily made by cutting the straw into lengths and stringing them with a needle and thread. The mats or baskets should not be used a second time. S. Saarlandpfeffer or Prestost. Sweden. Firm, sharp biting. Unique of its kind because it is made with whiskey as an ingredient and the finished product is also washed with whiskey. Saanen, Switzerland. Semi-hard and as mellow as all good Swiss cheese. This is the finest cheese in the greatest cheese land. And Emmentaler, known as Hartkäse, Rebkäse, and Walliskäse. It came to fame in the 16th century and has always fetched an extra price for its quality and age. It is cooked much drier in the making, so it takes longer to ripen and then keeps longer than any other. It weighs only 10 to 20 pounds, and the eyes are small and scarce. The average period needed for ripening is 6 years, but some take 9. Sage or green cheese, England. This is more of a cream cheese than a cheddar, as sage is in the USA. It is made by adding sage leaves and a greening to milk by the method described in Chapter 4. Saint-Afrique, Guyenne, France. This gourmetic center, hard by the celebrated town of Roquefort, lives up to its reputation by turning out a toothsome goat cheese of local renown. We will not attempt to describe it further, since like most of the hosts of cheeses honored with the names of saints, it is seldom shipped abroad. Saint-Agathon, Brittany, France. Season October to July. Saint-Armand-Montrond, Berry, France. Made from goat's milk. Saint-Benoît, Luray, France. Soft olive type distinguished by charcoal being added to the salt rubbed on the outside of the finished cheese. It ripens in 12 to 15 days in summer and 18 to 20 in winter. It is about 6 inches in diameter. Saint-Cloud, Franche-Comté, France. Semi-hard blue goat, mellow, small, square, a quarter to a half pound. The curd is kept 5 to 6 hours only before salting and is then eaten fresh or put away to ripen. Saint-Cyr, Simondot. Saint-Didier au Mont-d'Or, Simondot. Saint-Florentin, Burgundy, France. A lusty cheese, soft but salty, in season from November to July. Saint-Flour, Auvergne, France. Another seasonal specialty from this province of many cheeses. Saint-Gelais, Poitou, France. Made from goat's milk. Saint-Gervais, Pots de Crème, or Le Saint-Gervais. See Pots de Crème. Saint-Ré, see La Mothe. Saint-Honoré, Nivernais, France. A small goat cheese. Saint-Hubert, France. Similar to Brie. Saint Ivel, England. Fresh dairy cream cheese containing Lactobacillus acidophilus. Similar to the yogurt cheese of the USA, which is made with Bacillus bulgaricus. Saint-Laurent, Roussillon, France. Mountain sheep cheese. Saint-Lizier, Bion, France. A white curd cheese. Saint-Loup, Fromage de Poitou and Vendée, France. Half goat, half cow milk, in season February to September. Saint-Marcellin, Dauphine, France. One of the very best of all goat cheeses. 3 by 3/4 inches, weighing a quarter of a pound. In season from March to December. Sometimes sheep milk may be added, even cows, but this is essentially a goat cheese. Saint-Moritz, Switzerland. Soft and tangy. Saint-Nectaire or Saint-Nectaire, Auvergne, France. Noted as one of the greatest of all French goat cheeses. Saint-Olive, see Chapter 3. Saint-Pierre, Pouligny, see Pouligny, Saint-Pierre. Saint-Reine, see Alice. Saint-Remy, Fromage de Haute-Saône, France. Soft Pont-Lèvre type. San Stefano. German. Bel Paese type. Saint-Winx, Flanders, France. The fromage of Saint-Winx is a traditional leader in this Belgian border province, noted for its strong, spiced dairy products. Saint-Anne d'Auray, Brittany, France. A notable Port Salut made by Trappist monks. Saint-Marie, Franche-Comté, France. A creamy concoction worthy of its saintly name. Saint-Maur-le, or Fromage de Saint-Maur de Touraine, France. Made in Touraine from May to November. Similar to Valence, Salamanna, Southern Europe. Soft sheep's milk cheese stuffed into bladder-like sausage to ripen. It has authority and flavor when ready to spread on bread, or to mix with cornmeal and cook into a highly cheese-flavored porridge. Salame, France. Soft cream cheese stuffed into skins like salami sausages. Salami sausage style of packing cheese has always been common in Italy, from provolone down, and now, both as salami and links, it has become extremely popular for processed and cheese foods throughout America. Salé Bleu de France. One of the very good French blues. Saligny, Champagne, France. White cheese made from sheep's milk. Saloio, Lisbon, Portugal. An aromatic farm-made hand cheese of skim milk. Short cylinder, 1½ to 2 inches in diameter, weighing 1/4 pound. Made near the capital Lisbon on many small farms. Salonite, Italy. Favorite of Emperor Augustus a couple of 1,000 years ago. Salty, Ireland. Firm, highly colored, tangy, boxed in half-pound slabs. The same as white thorn, except for the added color. White thorn is as white as its name implies. Salt-free cheese for diets. U.S. cottage, French fresh goat cheese, and Luxembourg Kochenkäse. Samsø, Denmark. Hard white, sharp, slightly powdery and sweetish. This is the pet cheese of Erik Blegvad, who illustrated this book. Sandwich nut, an American mixture of chopped nuts with cream cheese or Neufchâtel. Sapsago. See Chapter 3. Sardinia, Sardinia. A Romano-type cheese made in Sardinia. Sardinian, Sardinia, Italy. The typical hard grating cheese of this section of Italy. Sardo, Sardinia, Italy. Hard, sharp, for table and for seasoning. Imitated in the Argentine. There is also a pecorino named Sardo. Sarraz, or Sarrazin. Vaud, Switzerland. Roquefort type. Sassenage, Dauphiny, France. Semi-hard, bluer and stronger than Stilton. This makes a French trio of blues with Septmoncel and Gex, all three of which are made with the 3 usual milks mixed, cow, goat, and sheep. A succulent fermented variety for which both Grenoble and Sassenage are celebrated. Satz Germany. Hard cheese made in Saxony. Savoy, Savoie, France. Semi-soft, mellow, tangy Port-Salut made by Trappist monks in Savoy. Sbrinz, Argentine. Hard, dry, nutty. Parmesan grating type. Scano, Abruzzi, Italy. Soft as butter, sheep, burnt taste, delicious with fruits. Blackened rind, deep yellow interior. Scamorza or Scamorza, Italy. Hard buffalo milk, mild provolone type. Also called pear from being made in that shape, oddly enough also in pairs, tied together to hang from rafters on strings in ripening rooms or in the home kitchen. Fine when sliced thick and fried in olive oil. A specialty around Naples. Light tan-oiled rind, from 3½ by 5 inches in size. Imitated in Wisconsin and sold as pear cheese. Schafziger. See Chapter 3. Schafkäse, sheep cheese, Germany. Soft, part sheep milk, smooth and delightful. Schamser, or Rheinwald. Canton Graubünden, Switzerland. Large skim milker 18 by 5 inches, weighing 40 to 46 pounds. Schlicker Milch. This might be translated milk mud. It's another name for Bloder, sour milk wattle cheese. Schlesische Sauermilchkäse, Silesia, Poland. Hard sour milker made like hand cheese. Laid on straw-covered shelves, dried by a stove in winter, and in open-latticed sheds in summer. When very dry and hard, it is put to ripen in a cellar 3 to 8 weeks and washed with warm water 2 or 3 times a week. Schlesischer Weichquark, Silesia, Poland. Soft, fresh skim, sour curd broken up and cooked at 100 degrees for a short time. Lightly pressed in a cloth sack 24 hours, then kneaded and shaped by hand, as all hand cheeses are. Sometimes sharply flavored with onions or caraway. Eaten fresh before the strong hand cheese odor develops. Schloss, Schlosskäse, or Bismarck, German. This castle cheese, also named for Bismarck and probably a favorite of his, together with Bismarck jelly donuts, is an aristocratic Limburger that served as a model for Liederkranz. Schmierkäse, German cottage cheese that becomes Smearcase in America. Schnitzelbankpot. See Liederkranz, Chapter 4. Schönland, German. Imitation of Italian Bel Paese. Also translated beautiful land. Schützenkäse, Austria. Romadur type. Small rectangular blocks weighing less than 4 ounces and wrapped in tin foil. Schottenzied, Alpine. The whey cheese made and consumed locally in the Alps. Schwarzenberger, Hungary and Bohemia. 1 part skim to 2 parts fresh milk. It takes 2 to 3 months to ripen. Schweizer Käse, Switzerland. German for Swiss cheese. See Emmentaler. Schweizerost Dansk, Danish Swiss cheese. Denmark. A popular Danish imitation of Swiss cheese that is nothing wonderful. Select Brick. See Chapter 12. C'est sous cher. Berry, France. A goat cheese eaten from February to September. C'est nectar, puis de Don, France. Soft, whole milk, cylindrical, weighing about 1½ pounds. Septmoncel, France. Semi-hard, skim, blue-veined, made of all 3 milks, cow, goat, and sheep. An excellent blue, ranked above Roquefort by some, and next to Stilton. Also called Jura Bleu, and a member of the triple milk triplets with Gex and Sassenage. Serbian, Serbia. Made most primitively by dropping heated stones into a kettle of milk over an open fire. After the rennet is added, the curd stands for an hour and is separated from the whey by being lifted in a cheesecloth and strained. It is finally put in a wooden vessel to ripen. First it is salted, then covered each day with whey for 8 days, and finally with fresh milk for 6. Syria also makes a cheese called Serbian from goat's milk. It is semi-soft. Serbian butter. See Kajmar. Serra da Estrela Queijo da. Cheese of the Star Mountain Range. Portugal. The finest of several superb mountain sheep cheeses in Portugal. Other milk is sometimes added, but sheep is standard. The milk is coagulated by an extract of thistle or cardoon flowers in 2 to 6 hours. It is ripened in circular forms for several weeks and marketed in rounds averaging 5 pounds, about 10 by 2 inches. The soft paste inside is pleasantly oily and delightfully acid. Sharp flavored cheese. U.S. aged cheddars, including Monterey Jack, Italian Romano Fettuccine, Old Asiago, Gorgonzola, Incanestrado, and Caciocavallo, Spanish de Fontine, aged Romanian Cascaval. Shepherd, see Chapter 2. Silesian, Poland and Germany. White, mellow, caraway added, imitated in the USA. See Schlesischer. Sear cheeses. In Yugoslavia, Montenegro, and adjacent lands, sir or sir means cheese. Mostly this type is made of skimmed sheep milk and has small eyes or holes. A sharp taste and resemblance to both American Brick and Limburger. They are much fewer than the Saint cheeses in France. Sir is Miezina, Dalmatia, Yugoslavia. Primitively made by heating skim sheep milk in a bottle over an open fire, coagulating it quickly with pig or calf rennet, breaking up the curd with a wooden spoon and stirring it by hand over the fire. Pressed into forms 8 inches square and 2 inches thick, it is dried for a day and either Eaten fresh or cut into cubes, salted, packed in green sheep or goat hides, and put away to ripen. Sirmastni, Montenegro. Fresh sheep milk. Sirposni, Montenegro. Hard, skim sheep milk, white with many small holes. Also answers to the names of Tord and Mirzav. Sir Twider. See Twider Zir. Zir Varzhavsky. See Varzhavsky Zir. Siraz, Serbia. Semi-soft whole milk, mellow. Skyr, Iceland. The one standard cheese of the country. A cross between Devonshire cream and cream cheese, eaten with sugar and cream. It is very well liked and filling, so people are apt to take too much. A writer on the subject gives this bit of useful information for travelers. It is not advisable, however, to take coffee and skyr together just before riding, as it gives you diarrhea. Slipcote or Colwick, England. Soft, unripened, small, white, rich as butter. The curd is put in forms 6 by 2 inches for the whey to drain away. When firm, it is placed between cabbage leaves to ripen for a week or two, and when it is taken from the leaves, the skin or coat becomes loose and easily slips off, hence the name. In the middle of the 18th century, it was considered the best cream cheese in England, and was made then, as today, in Wissenden, Rutlandshire. Small toast, Sweden. Soft and melting. Smearcase. Old English corruption of German Schmierkäse, long used in America for cottage cheese. Smoked block, Austria. A well-smoked cheese in block form. Smoked mozzarella. See Mozzarella affumicata. Smoked Szekely, Hungary. Soft sheep, packed like sausage in skins or bladders and smoked. Smokelet, Norway. A small smoked cheese. Soaked curd cheese. See washed curd cheese. Sorbet, Champagne, France. Semi-hard whole milk, fermented, yellow with reddish-brown rind. Full flavor, high smell. Similar to Marwaye in taste and square shape, but smaller. Sorte Maggenga and Sorte Vermenga. Two sorts of Italian Parmesan. Soumantran, Fromage de France. Soft, fine, strong variety from Upper Burgundy. Soybean, China. Because this cheese is made of vegetable milk and often developed with a vegetable rennet, it is rated by many as a regular cheese. But our Occidental kind with animal milk and rennet is never eaten by Chinese, and the mere mention of it has been known to make them shiver. Spalen, or Stringer, Switzerland. A small Emmentaler of fine reputation made in the canton of Unterwalden from the whole and partly skimmed milk, and named from the vessel in which 5 or 6 are packed and transported together. Sperrkäse. Sea dry. Spiced. International. Many a bland cheese is saved from oblivion by the addition of spice, to give it zest. 1 or more spices are added in the making and thoroughly mixed with the finished product, so the cheese often takes the name of the spice. Cuminos or Comennost for cumin, caraway in English and several other languages. among them Kummel, Nokelost, and Leyden, Friesen clove, and Nagelkaas. Sage, thyme, cloverleaf, sapsago, whole black pepper, pepato, etc. Spiced and spiced spreads, USA. Government standards for spiced cheeses and spreads specify not less than 1½ ounces of spice to 100 pounds of cheese. Spiced fondue. See Vacherin fondue. France. Spitzkase. Germany. Small cylinder 4 by 1½ inches. Caraway spiced Limburger like. See Backsteiner. Sposi, Italy. Soft, small, cream. Spra, Greek. Sharp and pleasantly salty. Packed fresh from the brine bath in 1-pound jars. As tasty as all Greek cheeses, because they are made principally from sheep milk. Stangenkäse. Germany. Limburger type. Steinkäse. USA. Aromatic piquant stone. A beer stein accompaniment well made after the old German original. Steinbücher Käse. German. Semi-hard, firm, full cream, mildly sour and pungent. Brick forms, reddish and buttery. Originated in Frankfurt. Highly thought of at home but little known abroad. Steppe. Russia, Germany, Austria, Denmark. German colonists made and named this in Russia. Rich and mellow, it tastes like Tilsiter and is now made in Denmark for export, as well as in Germany and Austria for home consumption. Stilton, see Chapter 3. Stirred curd cheese, USA. Similar to Cheddar, but more granular, softer in texture, and marketed younger. Stracchino, Italy. Soft goat, fresh cream, winter, light yellow, very sharp, rich and pungent. Made in many parts of Italy and eaten sliced, never grated. A fine cheese of which Taleggio is the leading variety. See Chapter 3. Also see Certoso Stracchino. Stracchino Crescenza is an extremely soft and highly colored member of this distinguished family. Stravecchio, Italy. Well aged according to the name. Creamy and mellow. Stringer. See Spalen. Styria. Austria. Whole milk, cylindrical form. Suffolk, England. An old-timer seldom seen today. Stony hard, horny flat milk, cartwheels locally nicknamed Bang. Never popular anywhere, it has stood more abuse than Limburger, not for its smell but for its flinty hardness. Hunger will break through stone walls and anything except Suffolk cheese. Those that made me were uncivil, for they made me harder than the devil. Knives won't cut me, fire won't sweat me, dogs bark at me, but you can't eat me. Surati, Paneer, India. Buffalo milk, uncolored. Suraz, Serbia. Semi-hard and semi-soft. Svekjaost, Sweden. A national pride named for its country. Swedish cheese to match Swiss cheese and Dutch cheese. It comes in 3 qualities: full cream, 3/4 cream, and half cream. Soft, rich, ready to eat at 6 weeks and won't keep past 6 months. A wholehearted, whole milk, wholesome cheese named after the country rather than a part of it, as most osts are. Sweet curd, USA. Hard cheddar, differing in that the milk is set sweet and the curd cooked firmer and faster, salted and pressed at once. When ripe, however, it is hardly distinguishable from the usual Cheddar made by the granular process. Swiss U.S.A. In 1845, emigrants from Galrus, Switzerland, founded New Galrus, Wisconsin, and after failing at farming due to cinch bugs gobbling their crops, they turned to cheese making and have been at it ever since. American Swiss, known long ago as picnic cheese, has been their standby, and only in recent years these Wisconsin Schweizers have had competition from Ohio and other states who turn out the typical cartwheels, which still look like the genuine imported Emmentaler. Szekely, Transylvania, Hungary. Soft, sheep, packed in links of bladders and sometimes smoked. This is the type of foreign cheese that set the popular style for American processed links, with wine flavors and everything. End of chapter 21. Recording by Ryan de Ramos. DeRamosMedia.com. #23 of the Complete Book of Cheese. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Ryan de Ramos. The Complete Book of Cheese by Robert Carlton Brown. Chapter 23. Tea. Tafel, table, Tafelost. Denmark. A Danish brand name for an ordinary slicing cheese. Taffy. Argentina. Made in the rich province of Tucumán. Tevier le Petit Fromage de Périgord, France. A very small and tasty goat cheese. Taleggio, Lombardy, Italy. Soft, whole milk, Stracchino type. Taillon, France. Goat. Tamier, France. Port Salut, made by Trappist monks at Savoy from their method that is more or less a trade secret. Tome de Beaumont is an imitation produced not far away. Tanzenberger, Carinthia, Austria. Limburger type. Tofu or tofu. China, Japan, and the Orient. Soybean curd or cheese made from the milk of soybeans. The beans are ground and steeped, made into a paste that's boiled so the starch dissolves with the casein. After being strained off, the milk is coagulated with a solution of gypsum. This is then handled in the same way as animal milk in making ordinary cow milk cheeses. After being salted and pressed in molds, it is ready to be warmed up and added to soups and cooked dishes, as well as being eaten as is. Teleme, Romania. Similar to brinza and sometimes called branza de Bralia, made of sheep's milk and rapidly ripened, so it is ready to eat in 10 days. Terzolo, Italy. Term used to designate Parmesan-type cheese made in winter. Tête à tête, tête de Maure, Moor's Head, France. Round in shape, French name for Dutch Edam. Tête de Mont, Monk's Head, France. A soft head weighing 10 to 20 pounds. Creamy, tasty, summer Swiss imitated in Jura, France, and also called Béarlais. Tête de Mont, see fromage gras for this death's head. The tempting cheese of Fyvie, Scotland. Something on the order of Eve's apple, according to the Scottish rhyme that exposes it. The first love token ye gave me was the tempting cheese of Fyvie. Oh, why be to the tempting cheese of Fyvie? Gat me forsake my ain good man, and follow a footman laddie. Texel, sheep's milk made of 3 or 4 pounds, made on the island of Texel, off the coast of the Netherlands. Thenay, Vendôme, France. Resembles Camembert and Vendôme. Thion, Switzerland. A fine Emmentaler. Three Counties, Ireland. An undistinguished cheddar named for the 3 counties that make most of the Irish cheese. Thuringia Caraway, Germany. A hand cheese spiked with caraway. Thyme, Syria. Soft and mellow, with the contrasting pungence of thyme. 2 other herbal cheeses are flavored with thyme, both French. Fromage Fort 2, Hazebrook 2. Tibet, Tibet. The small, hard, grating cheeses named after the country Tibet are of sheep's milk, in cubes about 2 inches on all sides, with holes to string them through the middle, 50 to 100 on each string. They suggest Chinese strings of cash and doubtless served as currency, in the same way as Chinese cheese money. See under money. Tignard, Savoy, France. Hard sheep or goat, blue-veined, sharp, tangy, from the Tignes Valley in Savoy, similar to Gex, Sassenage, and Septmoncel. Tijuana, Mexico. Hard, sharp, biting, named from the border racetrack town. Tillamook, see Chapter 4. Tilsit, or Tilsiter Käse, also called Ragnit, Germany. This classical variety of East Prussia is similar to American brick, made of whole milk with many small holes that give it an open texture, as in Port Salut, which it also resembles, although it is stronger and coarser. Old Tilsiter is something special in aromatic tang, and attempts to imitate it are made around the world. One of them, Ovar, is such a good copy it is called Hungarian Tilsit. There are American, Danish, and Canadian, even Swiss, imitations. The genuine Tilsit has been well described as forthright in flavor, a good snack cheese, but not suitable for elegant postprandial dallying. Tilziski, Yugoslavia. A Montenegrin imitation Tilsiter. Thon de Beaumont, France. Whole cow's milk. Thon la, Auvergne, France. Also called Fourme, Cantal, or Fromage de Cantal. a kind of cheddar that comes from Ambert, Aubrac, Aurillac, Grand Murol, Roche, Salers, etc. Tome de Chèvre, Savoy, France. Soft goat cheese. Tome de Savoie, France. Soft paste goat or cow. Others in the same category are Tome de Biagu, Tome au Fenouil, Tome d'Odin. Tommeliten Gruyère, Norway. Imitation of French Gruyère in 2.5-ounce packages. Topf or Topfkäse, Germany. A cooked cheese to which Pennsylvania pot is similar. Sour skim milk cheese, eaten fresh and sold in packages of 1 ounce. When cured, it is flaky. Toscano or Pecorino Toscano, Tuscany, Italy. Sheep's milk cheese like Romano, but softer and therefore used as a table cheese. Toscanello, Tuscany, Italy. A smaller edition of Toscano. Tuareg, Berber, Africa. Skim milk often curdled with kururu leaves. The soft curd is then dipped out onto mats like pancake batter and sun-dried for 10 days or placed by a fire for 6 with frequent turning. Very hard and dry and never salted. Made from Lake Chad to the Barbary States by Berber tribes. Tour Eiffel, Berry, France. Besides naming this berry cheese, Tour Eiffel serves as a picturesque label and trademark for a brand of camembert. Touloumisio, Greece, similar to Feta. Tournette, France, small goat cheese. Tourne de Chèvre, Dauphine, France, goat cheese. Trat, La, or Oka, Canada, truly fine Port Salut, named for the Trappist order and its Canadian monastery. Trappist, see Chapter 3. Trappist, Yugoslavia. Trappist Port Salut imitation. Trauben, grape, Switzerland. Swiss or Gruyère, aged in Swiss Neuchâtel wine, and so named for the grape. Travnik, Travniki, Albania, Russia, Yugoslavia. Soft sheep whole milk with a little goat, sometimes and occasionally skim milk. More than a century of success in Europe, Turkey, and adjacent lands, where it is also known as Arnauten, Arnautski Sir, and Vlasic. When fresh, it is almost white and has a mild, pleasing taste. It ripens to a stronger flavor in from 2 weeks to several months, and is not so good if holes should develop in it. The pure sheep milk type, when aged, is characteristically oily and sharp. Trás-os-Montes, Portugal. Soft, sheep, oily, rich, sapid. For city tourophiles, nostalgically named from the mountains. All sheep cheese is oily, some of it a bit muttony, but none of it at all tallowy. Trecce, Italy. Small braided cheese, eaten fresh. Triple Aurore, France. Normandy cheese in season all the year around. True, France. Made and consumed in Touraine from May to January. Trouville, France. Soft, fresh, whole milk. Pont l'Evêque, type of superior quality. Troyes, Fromage de. See Barbary and Irvy. Truckles, England. Number 1, Wiltshire, England. Skimmed milk. Blue-veined variety like Blue Vinny. The quaint word is the same as used in truckle or trundle bed. On Shrove Monday, Wiltshire kids went from door to door singing for a handout. Pray dame something, an apple or a dumpling, or a piece of truckle cheese of your own making. Number 2, local name in the west of England for a full cream cheddar put up in loaves. Tshil, Armenia. Also known as leaf, telpanir, and zvirn. Skim milk of either sheep or cows, made into cakes and packed in skins in a land where wine is drunk from skin canteens, often with Tshil. Toul de Flandre. France. A type of Maroilles. Tullum Penny, Turkey. Salty from being soaked in brine. Tuna, prickly pear, Mexico. Not an animal milk cheese, but a vegetable one, made by boiling and straining the pulp of the cactus-like prickly pear fruit to cheese-like consistency. It is chocolate color and sharp, piquantly pleasant when hard and dry. It is sometimes enriched with nuts, spices, and/or flowers. It will keep for a very long time and has been a dessert or confection in Mexico for centuries. Tuscano, Italy. Semi-hard, cream color, a sort of Tuscany Parmesan. Twider-Sir, Serbia. Semi-soft, sheep, skim milk cheese with small holes and a sharp taste. Pressed in forms 2 by 10 to 12 inches in diameter. Similar to Brick or Limburger. Twin cheese, USA. Outstanding American cheddar marketed by Joannes Brothers. Green Bay, Wisconsin. Tvorog, Russia. Semi-hard, sour milk farm, not factory made. It is used in the cheese bread called Notruschki. Tybo, Denmark. Made in Copenhagen from pasteurized skim milk. Tyrol Sour, German. A typical Tyrolean hand cheese. Tizgone, Dalmatia. The opposite number of Tzigen, just below. Tziegenkäse, Austria. Semi-soft, skimmed sheep, goat, or cow milk. White, sharp and salty, originated in Dalmatia. Urda, Romania. Creamy, sweet, mild. Uri, Switzerland. Hard, brittle, white, tangy. Made in the canton of Uri. 8 by 8 to 12 inches. Weight 20 to 40 pounds. Urseren, Switzerland. Mild flavored, cooked curd. Urt, Fromage de. Soft Port-Salut type of the Basque country. Vacherin. France and Switzerland. 1. Vacherin Allemagne. Savoy, France. Firm, leathery rind, soft interior like Brie or Camembert, round 5 to 6 by 12 inches in diameter. Made in summer to eat in winter. When fully ripe, it is almost a cold version of the great dish called fondue. Inside the hard rind container is a velvety, spicy, aromatic cream, more runny than brie, so it can be eaten with a spoon, dunked in, or spread on bread. The local name is Thon de Montaigu. 2. Vacherin fondue, or spiced fondue, Switzerland. Although called fondue from being melted, the number 1 Vacherin comes much closer to our conception of the dish fondue, which we spell with an E. Vacherin number 2 might be called a recooked and spice Emmentaler, for the original cheese is made and ripened about the same as the Swiss classic, and is afterward melted, spiced, and reformed into Vacherin. Val d'Andorre, Fromage doux. Andorra, France. Sheep milk. Val de Blois, Le. Nice, France. Hard dried small alpine goat cheese. Valençay or Fromage de Valençay. Touraine, France. Soft cream goat milk similar to Saint-Maur. In season from May to December. This was a favorite with Francis I. Valio, Finland. 1 ounce wedges, 6 to a box, labeled pasteurized processed Swiss cheese, made by the Cooperative Butter Export Association, Helsinki, Finland, to sell to North Americans to help them forget what real cheese is. Velsik, Albania. Crumbly and sharp. Varalpenland, Germany. Alpine, piquant, strong in flavor and smell. Varennes, Fromage de France. Soft, fine, strong variety from Upper Burgundy. Västerbottenskt, West Bothnia. Slow maturing, 1 to 1.5 years in ripening to a pungent, almost bitter taste. Västgötaost, West Gothland, Sweden. Semi-hard, sweet and nutty. Takes a half year to mature. Weight 20 to 30 pounds. Vendôme, Fromage de France. Hard sheep, round and flat, like La Cendrée in being ripened under ashes. There is also a soft Vendôme, sold mostly in Paris. Veneto, Venezia, Italy. Parmesan type, similar to Asiago, usually sharp. Vic en Bigorre, France. Winter cheese of Bayonne, in season October to May. Victoria, England. The brand name of a cream cheese made in Guilford. Ville-Saint-Jacques, France. Ile-de-France, winter specialty in season from November to May. Villiers, France. Soft 1-pound squares made in Haut-Marne. Viry-Vory or Very, France. Fresh cream cheese. Viterbo, Italy. Sheep milk usually curdled with wild artichoke, Cynara scolymus. Strong grating and seasoning type of the Parmesan Romano Pecorino family. Vise, Greece. Ewe's milk, suitable for grating. Voide, Meurthe, France. Soft associate of Pont-l'Évêque and Limburger. Volvetkaas, Holland. The name means full cream cheese, and that, according to law, has 45% fat in the dry product. See Gras. Vorarlberg sour milk. Greasy. Hard, greasy, semicircular form of different sizes with extra strong flavor and odor. The name indicates that it is made of sour milk. Vory, le France. Fresh cream variety like Neufchâtel and Petit Suisse. W. Warszawski Syr, Poland. Semi-hard, fine, nutty flavored. Named for the capital city of Poland. Warwickshire, England. Derbyshire type. Washed curd cheese, USA. Similar to cheddar, the curd is washed to remove acidity and any abnormal flavors. Wedesselborg, Denmark. A mild full cream loaf of Danish blue that can be very good if fully ripened. Weissschmiere, Bavaria, Germany. Similar to Weißlacher, a slow ripening variety that takes 4 months. Weißlacher, white lacquer. Bavaria. Soft, piquant, semi-sharp, Allgäuer type, put up in cylinders and rectangles, 4.5 by 4 by 3.5, weighing 2.5 pounds. One of Germany's finest soft cheeses. Welsh cheeses. The words Welsh and cheese have become synonyms down the ages. Welsh cheeses can be attractive. The pale, mild Caerphilly was famous at one time, and nowadays has usually a factory flavor. A soft cream cheese can be obtained at some farms, and sometimes holds the same delicate melting sensuousness that is found in the poems of John Keats. The resurrection cheese of Llanfihangel, Abercorn, is no longer available, at least under that name. This cheese was so called because it was pressed by gravestones taken from an old church that had fallen into ruins. Often enough, the cheeses would be inscribed with wording such as "Here lies Blodwen Evans, aged 72." From My Wales by Rhys Davies. Wensleydale, England. 1. England, Yorkshire. Hard, blue-veined, double cream, similar to Stilton. This production of the medieval town of Wensleydale in the Ure Valley is also called Yorkshire Stilton and is in season from June to September. It is put up in the same cylindrical form as Stilton, but smaller. The rind is corrugated from the way the wrapping is put on. 2. White, flat-shaped, eaten fresh, made mostly from January through the spring, skipping the season when the greater number 1 is made, throughout the summer, and beginning to be made again in the fall and winter. Werder, Elbinger, and Niederungskäse. West Prussia. Semi-soft, cow's milker, mildly acid, shaped like Gouda. West Frisian, Netherlands. Skim milk cheese eaten when only a week old. The honored antiquity of it is preserved in the anonymous English couplet. Good bread, good butter, and good cheese is good English and good Frise. Westphalia sour milk, or Brioler, Germany. Sour milk hand cheese kneaded by hand. Butter and or egg yolk is mixed in with salt and either pepper or caraway seeds. Then the richly colored curd is shaped by hand into small balls or rolls of about 1 pound. It is dried for a couple of hours before being put down cellar to ripen. The peculiar flavor is due partly to the seasonings and partly to the curd being allowed to putrefy a little, like Limburger, before pressing. This sour milker is as celebrated as Westphalian raw ham. It is so soft and fat it makes a sumptuous spread, similar to Tilsit and Brinza. It was named Brioler from the Gut Brioler Inn, where it was perfected by the owner, Frau Westphal, well over a century ago. The English sometimes miscall it Bristol, from a Hobson-Jobson of the name Briol. Whale cheese, USA. In The Cheddar Box, Dean Collins tells of an ancient legend in which the whales came into Tillamook Bay to be milked, and he poses a possible origin of some waxy fossilized deposits along the shore as petrified whale milk cheese made by the Aboriginal Indians after milking the whales. White, Fromage Blanc, France. Skim milk summer cheese made in many parts of the country and eaten fresh, with or without salt. White cheddar, USA. Any cheddar that isn't colored with annatto is known as white cheddar. Green Bay brand is a fine example of it. White Gorgonzola. This type without the distinguishing blue veins is little known outside of Italy, where it is highly esteemed. See Gorgonzola. White Stilton, England. This white form of England's royal blue cheese lacks the aristocratic veins that are really as green as Ireland's flag. Whitethorn, Ireland. Firm, white, tangy, half-pound slabs, boxed. Saltee is the same, except that it is colored. Wilstermarschkäse, Holsteiner Marsch, Schleswig-Holstein, Germany. Semi-hard, full cream, rapidly cured. Tilsit type. Very fine. Made at Itzehoe. Wiltshire or Wilts, England. A Derbyshire type of sharp cheddar popular in Wiltshire. See North Wilts. Wisconsin factory cheeses, USA. Have the date of manufactured stamped on the rind, indicating by the age whether the flavor is mild, mellow, nippy, or sharp. American cheddar requires 8 months to a year to ripen properly, but most of it is sold green when far too young. Notable Wisconsiners are Loaf, Limburger, Redskin, and Swiss. Withania, India. Cow taboos affect the cheese making in India, and in place of rennet from calves, a vegetable rennet is made from Withania berries. This names a cheese of agreeable flavor when ripened, but unfortunately it becomes acrid with age. Why? Yogurt or yogurt, USA. Made with Bacillus bulgaricus that develops the acidity of the milk. It is similar to the English Saint Ivel. York, York curd, and Cambridge York, England. a high-grade cream cheese similar to Slipcote, both of which are becoming almost extinct since World War II. Also, this type is too rich to keep any length of time and is sold on the straw mat on which it is cured for local consumption. Yorkshire Stilton, Cotherstone, England. This Stilton, made chiefly at Cotherstone, develops with age a fine internal fat, which makes it so extra juicy that it's a general favorite with English epicures who like their game well hung. York State, USA. Short for New York State, the most venerable of our cheddars. Young America, USA. A mild, young, yellow cheddar. Yo-Yo, USA. Copying pear and apple-shaped balls of Italian provolone hanging on strings, a New York cheesemonger put out a cheddar on a string, shaped like a yo-yo. Z. Ziegel, Austria. Whole milk or whole milk with cream added, aged only 2 months. Ziegenkäse, Germany. A general name in Germanic lands for cheeses made of goat's milk. Altenburger is a leader among Ziegenkäse. Zieger. 1. This whey product is not a true cheese, but a cheap form of food made in all countries of Central Europe and called albumin cheese, requit, ricotta, broccio, brocotta, serac, cerasi, etc. Some are flavored with cider and others with vinegar. There is also a whey bread. 2. Similar to Corsican broccio and made of sour sheep milk instead of whey, sometimes mixed with sugar into small cakes. Zips, see Brinza. Zalma, Turkey, similar to Caciocavallo. Tzfirn, see Tschil. End of chapter 21. Recording by Ryan DeRamos. DeRamosMedia.com.
From the Complete Book of Cheese. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Complete Book of Cheese by Robert Carlton Brown. About the author. Bob Brown, after living 30 years in as many foreign lands, and enjoying countless national cheeses at the source, returned to New York and summed them all up in this book. Born in Chicago, he was graduated from Oak Park High School and entered the University of Wisconsin at the exact moment when a number of imported Swiss professors in this great dairy state began teaching their students how to hole an Emmentaler. After majoring in beer and free lunch from Milwaukee to Munich, Bob celebrated the end of Prohibition with a book called Let There Be Beer, and then decided to write another about beer's best friend, cheese. But first he collaborated with his mother Cora and wife Rose on the Wine Cookbook, still in print after nearly 25 years. This first manual on the subject in America paced a baker's dozen food and drink books, including America Cooks, 10,000 Snacks, Fish and Seafood, and the South American Cookbook. For 10 years he published his own weekly magazines in Rio de Janeiro, Mexico City, and London. In the decade before that, from 1907 to 1917, he wrote more than 1,000 short stories and serials under his full name, Robert Carlton Brown. One of his first books, What Happened to Mary, became a bestseller and was the first five-reel movie. This put him in Who's Who in his early 20s. In 1928 he retired to write and travel. After a couple of years spent in collecting books and bibelots throughout the Orient, he settled down in Paris with the expatriate group of Americans and invented the reading machine for their delectation. Nancy Cunard published his Words, and Harry Crosby printed 1450 to 1950 at the Black Sun Press, while in Cannes-sur-Mer, Bob had his own imprint, Roving Eye Press, that turned out Demonics, Gems, a censored anthology, Globe Gliding, and Readies for Bob Brown's Machine, with contributions by Gertrude Stein, Ezra Pound, Kay Boyle, James D. Farrell, et al. The Depression drove him back to New York, but a decade later he returned to Brazil, that had long been his home away from home. There he wrote The Amazing Amazon with his wife Rose, making a total of 30 books bearing his name. After the death of his wife and mother, Bob Brown closed their mountain home in Petropolis, Brazil, and returned to New York, where he remarried and now lives in the Greenwich Village of his freelancing youth. With him came the family's working library in a score of trunks and boxes that formed the basis of a mail-order book business in which he specializes today in food, drink, and other out-of-the-way items. End of About the Author. End of The Complete Book of Cheese by Robert Carlton Brown.